Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad. If you're new here, this is the place where we celebrate, uplift, and defend the Duke and Duchess of Sussex while exposing the hypocrisy and lies of their haters. We don't do misinformation, we don't do smear campaigns, we do truth, and we do it with receipts. So if you love Harry and Meghan and want to be part of a community that stands for justice and fairness, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you really want to support this channel, drop a super thanks. Every single contribution helps us keep bringing you top-tier Sussex content, pushing back against the negativity, and spreading the truth far and wide. So, show some love, and let's keep the movement going. Now let's get into today's topic. Meghan's exclusive cover interview with People magazine. And let me tell you, this was everything. If you haven't read it yet, don't worry, I'm breaking it all down right here, exposing the double standards and shutting down the haters who, as always, are big mad because Meghan is thriving. First of all, let's talk about timing. Some people were wondering why there weren't any big media appearances for With Love Meghan ahead of its launch. Some even started whispering about Meghan not promoting her own brand because, these people are obsessed with twisting everything she does. But then, boom, just hours after the Oscars, Meghan drops this stunning People cover showing the world exactly why she remains the moment. And of course, the critics have nothing to say except their usual tired nonsense. So what did Meghan actually reveal in this interview? First, she spoke about the challenges of launching American Riviera Orchard. She kept it real, admitting that building a brand isn't easy, especially when people are watching your every move, waiting for you to slip up. And let's be honest, the only reason anyone is even questioning her business is because she's Meghan. Every other royal who dabbles in commercial ventures gets a free pass, but when Meghan does it, suddenly it's a scandal. The hypocrisy is exhausting. And let's talk about the Sussex name. Meghan made it clear that their name is part of their love story. It's not just a title, it represents their journey as a family. Archie, Lilibet, Harry, and Meghan all share this bond, and it means something to them. Yet the same folks who claim to care about tradition are the loudest ones demanding that Harry and Meghan give up their titles. Funny how that works, right? They don't seem to have the same energy for other royals who do absolutely nothing. It's giving obsession, it's giving double standards, and honestly, it's giving desperation. Then Meghan touched on something so many working moms can relate to, rediscovering yourself as your children grow. She talked about how she now has time to focus on her passions again, and how that balance of being a mother, a wife, and an entrepreneur brings her so much joy. But you already know how this goes. If Meghan talks about her kids, she's using them for attention. If she doesn't mention them, she's a bad mother. The haters will never be satisfied because their issue isn't with what she does, it's with who she is. And that, my friends, is why we're here to set the record straight. And let's not forget the love. Meghan spoke about how Harry has always been her biggest supporter. She talked about how he sees that spark in her eyes when she's working on creative projects and how it takes them right back to the early days of their relationship. It's a honeymoon phase that never ends. And listen, this is what really gets under the haters' skin. They've spent years trying to push the lie that Harry is trapped or miserable. But let's be real. Does that man look miserable? Does Meghan? If anything, they look happier than ever, and the critics simply cannot handle it. Now let's talk about something that really shook the haters. Meghan making it clear that she is not a tread wife and she is not an influencer. She sees herself as an entrepreneur, a founder, and a businesswoman. And this is important because the media loves to misrepresent who Meghan is. They want to put her in a box, compare her to people who are nothing like her, and diminish her success. But Meghan is showing the world once again that she refuses to be put in a category. She is defining herself on her own terms and she's doing it flawlessly. And of course, the little details that make her relatable, she and Harry having date nights and day dates, putting Lily down for a nap, making breakfast for her family. This is the reality of their life, no matter how much the media tries to paint a different picture. They are a loving couple, raising their beautiful children and thriving, and that, more than anything, is what the haters can't stand. People Mag interview here, some highlights, next day, navigating trademark issues with American Riviera Orchard. There are tons of twists and turns, even with the name. I was figuring it out in real time. I appreciate everyone who gave me the grace to make mistakes and figure it out, and also to be forgiving with myself through that. It's a learning curve. The Sussex surname. It's our shared name as a family, and I guess I hadn't recognized how meaningful that would be to me until we had children. I love that that is something that Archie, Lily H and I all have together. It means a lot to me. The Sussex name, she adds, is part of our love story. Working motherhood. When your children get to a certain age, when you're not just playing in the sandbox with them, but almost playing in your own sandbox again, it's super joyful. As a woman, a mom and a wife, to be able to find yourself again, in a way that was always present but that you maybe couldn't put as much attention on as you now can when your kids are a little bit older, is a wonderful feeling. Why she shut down the TIG in 2017? Well, I loved the TIG, but I certainly love my husband more. So that was a choice I made at the time, and I wouldn't change that for a second. My husband met me when I had the TIG, and I see this spark in his eye when he sees me doing the thing that I was doing when he first met me. It's almost like a honeymoon period again, because it's exactly how it was in the beginning when he'd watch me scribbling away, writing newsletters, fine-tuning edits, and just really being in the details of it. I think he loves watching as much as I love doing that creative process. It's just been fun. This is who I've always been. BULM isn't comparable to Suits. I was never really in front of the camera like this, she says. Reflecting on the legal drama, which became one of Netflix's most streamed shows in 2023, she adds, "It's a time capsule for me. I still have the pencil skirt from the first episode. That's the one thing I kept." She remains close to co-stars like Abigail Spencer and is excited to see the upcoming Suits LA on Peacock. I love that it gets a new breath of fresh air, as ever, and a new podcast. With love, Meghan also highlights her own product line, which will be available on asever.com. Meghan has hinted that her signature jam will be among the offerings, set to launch this spring. Also launching this spring, her new podcast with Lemonada Media. She's back on Instagram too, for the first time in years. When I was last on social media, Boomerang was the thing. Instagram stories didn't even exist, so it's been a minute. She doesn't identify as an influencer or a trad wife. I see myself as an entrepreneur and a female founder, and if the brand ends up influential, then that's great. She also doesn't consider herself a trad wife. I like being able to do a hybrid, she says. Chinese food delivery is a favorite, but even when I get takeout, I will try to plate it beautifully, says Meghan. She encourages others to strive for balance, not perfection, despite her show's beautiful imagery. The series is about doing what you can do and doing it with love. Date nights with Harry. We go to a lot of dinners, and not just in people's homes or private rooms, we just go into the restaurant. I really love that we can just have fun. Why she filmed at someone else's home, I wanted to protect that safe haven. We're a close-knit family and I love those moments, putting Lily down for a nap, having lunch together, having sacred time together at the end of the day. Our kitchen is where Mama just cooks for the family, and with a crew of 80-plus people, that's a lot of people to have in your house. Making breakfast for her family. I'm up before my kids are, so I'm normally up at 6:30, and then I get them up and dressed for the day, and we go downstairs. I love making breakfast for my family. My husband and Archie both love fried eggs. There's a lot of bacon around here. And then sometimes you don't have time for all that and you just put a frozen waffle in the toaster and call it a day, and there's no shame in that either. Having a daughter. Being able to have my own little girl, as I've spent so much of my life championing the rights of girls and women, and to be able to see this as a multi-generational story. Archie is of course included in that. My husband is of course included in that. But I love the heritage feeling of it and knowing this is something that I can create in front of my daughter and teach her what it's like to be a working mom. This is something that hopefully can be part of her legacy too. She and Harry have day dates too. Day dates are where they share a quiet lunch together. In true parent fashion, the evenings include nightcap recaps, unwinding with a drink as they chat about their day and make lunch boxes. I think all parents in this phase with kids the same age know it's rinse and repeat, she says. If there's time, they'll catch up on TV together. We love shrinking. We just finished Black Doves and we're excited for the new season of The White Lotus. So squad, what are your thoughts on Meghan's People magazine interview? Did you love it as much as we did? Let's get the conversation going in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And listen, if you love this channel and want to help us continue bringing you Sussex positive content, consider dropping a super thanks. Your contributions help us push back against the negativity, amplify the truth, and keep this platform going strong. Whether it's $1, $5, or more, every single bit of support makes a difference, and we appreciate you all so much for being part of this journey with us. Until next time, squad, stay royal, stay Sussex positive, and as always, keep shutting down the haters with the truth.